Is sacred geometry important to understanding human existence? Well, of course. And to give you an example, Plato, who is well known amongst historians and many people who study things to do with our history here on Earth, is famous for inventing the Platonic solids. And in fact, the Platonic solids come from Plato himself, hence the name. The Platonic solids can be researched on Google. However, they are 5 shapes which are fundamental to our existence here on this planet, fundamental to mathematical teachings as well as equations, as well as many ancient traditions that involve mathematics. And so we can say that sacred geometry has been around for a very long time, or in fact has been acknowledged for a very long time. And what's interesting about this is models of the Platonic solids were found in some parts of the world. I can't quite remember which part. However, these models were made out of metal, and when archaeologists conducted their research, they stated that these models were made 2 billion years ago. And so we are talking about the existence of perhaps an advanced or an extraterrestrial civilization who knew about sacred geometry, formed models of the Platonic solids out of metal, and then left them here on Earth, and we found them 2 billion years later. That is amazing scientific research, especially when we are studying the importance of sacred geometry. So sacred geometry seems to indicate that there is an intrinsic design or a pattern to the universe. What's interesting about this design or pattern is that we can tie it to mathematics. And in fact, when we analyze the celestial cycles in our galaxy, for example, the precession of the equinoxes, which is the Earth's wobble or the Earth rotation, which takes 25,920 years, well, we can see these cycles everywhere in our galaxy. And just to give you another example, we have the 12 signs of the zodiac, or the 12 ages of the zodiac. And we know that we are entering, or we already have entered, into the age of Aquarius, where humans will begin to experience new and happy lives. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that we see an intrinsic pattern or a design to the universe with sacred geometry. We can tie this sacred geometry to mathematical equations, for example, the golden ratio or phi. And what's even more interesting is human beings are now advanced and evolved enough to calculate celestial cycles in space, for example, the Earth's wobble or rotation, or the Earth's cycles. And so we are beginning to understand our universe and our existence on a mathematical and geometric scale, which just proves how evolved and advanced we have become as a civilization, really how much information we are able to tap into and begin to study and understand. What's interesting about sacred geometry is we even see it form in our own solar system. And so if you have not heard of the Dance of Planets, I would advise you to search this on Google. Simply type in Dance of Planets, click on images, and you will see that the way that our planets, or the way that the solar system really operates, the way that our planets move around in our solar system and rotate around each other, actually forms geometric shapes and patterns when you connect these dots or this rotation with a pen or a pencil. And so what I'm saying is that geometric forms or geometric shapes are formed by the way the planets move around our solar system. And so it would really seem that there is a design and a blueprint to the universe. And if there is any talk about an infinite creator or a God, this God is complicated enough or wise enough to structure a universe and a solar system and a galaxy that operates on a mathematical scale, on a mathematical cycle. And we see this in the form of the precession of the equinoxes, the ages of the zodiac, and many, many more.